Hello, this is Soren with Fortune Photo Booth, and I am going to show you how to set up a background file for the Breeze DSLR Remote Pro Photo Booth software. So this is just my recommended setting. It's a great way to get started. The first thing you have to do is watch my other video on how to set it up, the program, and get it working. And once the program is working, you should have some sample files, and you're going to open one of those in Photoshop. So let's switch to Photoshop here, and on the screen here you'll see a finished logo file, and this is what we're going to recreate, and I'll show you how to do this. The logo is created separately, this what you see down here, but then you have to make it into this background file. So this particular logo was designed by a client and sent to me, and I'm going to show you how to put it onto a background file like this so that Breeze can use it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go to File, Open, and you're going to navigate to your Documents folder, Photo Booth Images, and then find a dated folder that has some images in it, and then open up a prints file. So we're going to open up this print file here. Where to go? Okay, so here is the print file. You can see beautiful pictures of my keyboard, and this is where the logos have to go, and it's important to have the photo locations so that we know where to put the logo, how to center it so that it's underneath the photos. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open the logo that the client sent us. So mine happens to be in my documents, or mine happens to be in my downloads because I downloaded off my email, and it's called Chevron. Let's see, where is it? Here it is, Chevron. Okay, so we opened up the client's logo. We're going to go up to Select All, Edit, Copy. Now we're going to open up our print file again, and we're going to say Edit, Paste. Okay. And the Move tool is this top tool over here in your toolbar, so you can move it down to the bottom. Okay. Well, it's a little too big. If you look at it, it's covering up a little bit of the bottom, and it's going all the way to the bottom, which isn't good. You want a little space on the bottom and the sides because the printer crops it. So what we're going to do is resize this logo. So we're going to go up to Edit, Free Transform, and you see it puts little boxes around our logo. And I'm going to put my mouse on the corner box. I'm going to hold down the Shift key because that keeps the logo the same ratio. It won't distort it. And I'm going to shrink it. So then we'll shrink it to about there. Hit Enter. And now we can move it kind of centered underneath the pictures, and I'm going to raise it up. You can use the arrow keys to move it around too. Okay, so now we have a logo directly under the photos. But we also need a logo on the other side. So we'll go over to our Layers palette, and if you don't see that, go up to Window and make sure Layers is checked. But you go to your Layers palette, and you can highlight different layers. Background is where our images are, but the layer above it is where the logo is. So we're going to highlight it, and we're going to drag it down to the little piece of paper with the edge turned up and drop it. And now you'll see we have two layers. Now I can make sure I'm on my Move tool, and I can move it underneath the other set of photos. If you hold down the Shift key, it'll move it straight over and won't let you get offline, which is good. Okay, so now I have two logos, and there's a little bit of space underneath, the logos for the crop that the printer puts on it. And you notice that the logo doesn't go too far to the edge where it could get cropped off. It's actually, this logo fits underneath the photos no problem. And the printer is going to cut down the middle, so you don't want a logo extending too close to the middle line. With a little practice you'll get this. Now we want to get rid of these photos and whatever background was there. So I'm going to highlight the background layer, and I'm going to go down with my mouse, not drag down, but just go down and click that icon with the page corner turned up, the piece of paper. Makes a new blank layer. It's called layer 2 now. I'm going to select all. Make sure this layer is highlighted or this won't work. Edit fill. And we're going to fill it with white. You could use any color, but I want white in the background. And now we have what will be a perfect logo file, or a background file. Now I'm going to save this as a JPEG, and I'm going to save it to my desktop in a folder I call logos, just so I have it saved. And I'm going to give it a name, chevron background. And it's a JPEG. Save it. I like to save it as a quality 10. That seems to work pretty well for photo booths. Say OK. And now I have a saved background file. Okay, so how do we get this logo, or this background logo, imported into Breeze? So open up DSLR Remote Pro and go to File, Photo Booth Settings, or just click the Advanced Settings button. Go about 3/4 of the way down to Custom Layout and hit the Settings button, and you'll see your photo placement and whatever the last background image was. Make sure you have Show Background JPEG checked here so that you can see it. And we're going to import that background. So you got to remember where you saved it. That's why I always save it to my logos folder. So we're going to import a background. We're going to go to my desktop and we go to my logos folder. And we called it chevron background. So you highlight it, say open. It's going to overwrite the old background. That's fine because I always save them in the logos folder. So say yes. And you'll see we have our 4 and logo at the bottom. Just say OK and OK. And then next time you shoot or next time you start the photo booth, that logo will be printed at the bottom. So that's it. That's a quick and dirty way to take a logo that somebody's made for you, add it to a background file in Photoshop, double it so it's under both sets of images, and then import it into the Breeze program. Thanks. This is Soren again with Fortune Photo Booth. For more information, go to fortunephotobooth.com. Bye-bye.